What would you do if everything around you seemed to fall apart? Would you panic, shut down, or try to control the chaos? These are questions we all face during life's most difficult moments. But imagine having a philosophy, a guide, that not only prepares you for these storms, but helps you embrace them as opportunities for growth. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism steps in. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about finding clarity amidst the noise, resilience amidst adversity, and strength amidst despair. It's the art of mastering your own mind while letting go of what you cannot control. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These are the words of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose reflections inspire us to this day. And yet the real question is, how can you apply this philosophy to hard days? Today, we'll draw from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus to uncover how Stoicism can be a compass when life feels overwhelming. You'll discover the practical tools these ancient thinkers used to stay grounded, even in the most turbulent times. But first, let me ask you, what's something in your life right now that feels out of control? Reflect on that as we begin this journey, and keep it in mind as we dive into Stoicism's timeless wisdom. Because no matter how dark the day, there's light to be found in understanding that some things are up to us and others are not. Section 1. Understanding Stoicism. Before we dive into applying Stoic wisdom to hard days, it's crucial to understand what Stoicism truly is. At its core, Stoicism is a philosophy rooted in practicality. It doesn't exist to ponder abstract ideas, but to guide you through life with strength and clarity. Founded over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, Stoicism was later embraced and refined by Roman thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. It revolves around four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. These principles aren't just ideals, they're tools. Stoicism gives us a way to face life's inevitable difficulties with resilience and poise. One common misconception about Stoicism is that it promotes emotional suppression, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Stoicism doesn't ask us to deny our feelings, but to understand and manage them. Think of emotions as the waves of the ocean. Stoicism teaches us how to surf, not drown. At the heart of Stoicism lies the concept of the dichotomy of control. It's a simple yet profound idea. Some things are within your control and others are not. Marcus Aurelius summarized this perfectly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Take a moment to reflect on this. How much time do you spend worrying about things you cannot control? The Stoics believe this worry is wasted energy, like trying to change the direction of the wind instead of adjusting your sails. Another cornerstone of Stoicism is its emphasis on the present moment. Epictetus taught, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" This isn't just a call to action. It's a reminder that life unfolds in the now, not in regrets about the past or fears of the future. Finally, let's talk about the idea of negative visualization, a practice that Stoics use to prepare for hardship. Instead of fearing misfortune, they imagined the worst-case scenario. By doing so, they made peace with it. Seneca put it beautifully. He robs present ills of their power, who has seen their coming. What's striking about Stoicism is how timeless and universal its principles are. Whether you're an emperor ruling an empire or an ordinary person trying to get through a tough week, Stoicism meets you where you are and helps you rise above the chaos. So, let me ask you, what part of your life could benefit from these principles? As you think about that, remember this: Stoicism isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Section 2. Key Stoic practices for hard days. When life gets tough, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of the moment. But Stoicism offers practical tools to help you navigate these storms. Let's explore 3 foundational practices: the dichotomy of control, negative visualization, and memento mori. Number 1, the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is arguably the backbone of Stoic philosophy. It's the idea that life can be divided into 2 categories: things you can control and things you cannot. Here's how it works. What's in your control? Your thoughts, actions, and choices. What's outside your control? Everything else. Other people's opinions, the weather, or even the past. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Focus on what you can control. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. You can't control the cars ahead of you, but you can control how you react. Will you fume in frustration? Or will you use the time to practice patience or listen to something uplifting? Take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you're currently stressed about? Can you change it? Or is it outside your control? If it's the latter, let it go. Number 2, negative visualization. Next, we have negative visualization, a practice that might sound counterintuitive at first. Why would anyone want to imagine worst-case scenarios? The Stoics believe that by confronting potential challenges in your mind, you could prepare for them emotionally. It's like rehearsing for a play. You know the script, so when the moment comes, you're ready. Here's an example. Picture yourself losing your job. Instead of spiraling into fear, think, what steps would I take? How would I rebuild? Seneca said it best. Rehearse them in your mind. Exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the terms of human disaster should be before our eyes. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about building resilience. Try this exercise. Close your eyes and imagine a challenge you fear. Now, think about how you'd handle it. Notice how this shifts your perspective. It's empowering. Number 3, Memento Mori. Remember you will die. Finally, let's discuss Memento Mori, the Stoic practice of contemplating mortality. Far from being morbid, this principle is about living fully. The Stoics saw death as a motivator to prioritize what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Instead of fearing death, use it as a reminder to live with purpose." When you know your time is limited, the trivial things like petty arguments or superficial worries lose their grip on you. Here's a practical way to apply this. Write down 3 things you'd do today if it were your last day. Chances are you'd focus on what brings you joy and meaning. These 3 practices, focusing on what you can control, visualizing adversity, and remembering mortality, aren't abstract ideas. They're tools for real life. The next time you're faced with a tough day, ask yourself, am I focusing on what I can control? Am I prepared for the challenges ahead? Am I living in a way that honors the time I have? When you practice these regularly, you'll find yourself calmer, clearer, and more resilient, no matter what life throws at you. Section 3. Applying Stoicism to modern challenges. Stoicism might have been born in ancient times, but its principles are just as relevant today. In fact, they might be even more critical in our fast-paced, highly uncertain world. Let's look at how Stoicism can be applied to real-world challenges like stress, loss, and fear. Number 1. Facing stress at work or in life. Modern life is full of stressors. Tight deadlines, demanding bosses, financial pressures, or juggling responsibilities at home. But here's where Stoicism shines. It teaches us to respond to stress with clarity instead of panic. Remember the dichotomy of control? Apply it to your workday. Can you control your workload? Maybe not entirely. Can you control your response? Absolutely. Epictetus advised, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When faced with an overwhelming to-do list, focus on one task at a time. Don't dwell on the mountain. Take one step forward. Pro tip: pause for 10 seconds before reacting to any stressor. This brief moment of mindfulness can change how you perceive the situation. Number 2, coping with loss. Few challenges are as difficult as loss. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or losing something deeply important to you, Stoicism doesn't deny the pain of loss. It helps you embrace it as part of life. The Stoics used the practice of negative visualization to prepare for loss. By imagining life without the people or things we hold dear, they developed a deep appreciation for them while they were still present. Seneca wrote, "Everything that pleases us is ephemeral." It is easier to part with them if you have already parted in your mind. Try this. Reflect on one thing or person you're grateful for today. Now imagine your life without it. Let this thought inspire you to cherish them more fully. Number 3, overcoming fear. Fear, whether of failure, rejection, or the unknown, is a universal experience. But fear loses its grip when we approach it with Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In practical terms, this means reframing your fears. Let's say you fear speaking up in a meeting. What's the worst that could happen? You stumble on a word or two. Instead of imagining catastrophe, view it as a chance to learn and grow. Actionable advice: face one small fear today. It could be as simple as starting a conversation with a stranger or saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Number 4, navigating uncertainty. In an unpredictable world, uncertainty can feel like the greatest challenge of all. But Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. Embrace it. Epictetus advised, "Do not seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly." In other words, let go of the need to control outcomes. Focus instead on doing your best with what's in front of you. When you release the need for certainty, you find peace. Practical exercise. At the end of your day, write down one thing that didn't go as planned. Then reflect on how you adapted to it. This practice helps build resilience to life's inevitable surprises. From handling stress to embracing uncertainty, Stoicism provides tools to navigate modern challenges. Remember these key takeaways. For stress, focus on what you can control. For loss, cherish what you have while you have it. For fear, reframe it as an opportunity to grow. For uncertainty, trust in your ability to adapt. Stoicism isn't about changing the world around you. It's about changing how you see and respond to it. With practice, these principles can transform even the toughest challenges into opportunities for growth. Conclusion: life's hard days are inevitable. Whether it's stress, loss, fear, or uncertainty, we all face moments that test our strength. But Stoicism teaches us that these challenges don't have to break us. They can shape us into something stronger. Through the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we've learned the tools to navigate adversity. Focus on what you can control. Embrace challenges through practices like negative visualization. Let the thought of mortality, Memento Mori, remind you to live fully and with purpose. Remember, Stoicism isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up every day with the courage to face life head-on, the wisdom to act on what matters, and the discipline to stay grounded in the face of uncertainty. Let me leave you with this thought. What if every hardship you face is a lesson in disguise? A chance to grow, to learn, and to become more resilient. The Stoics believe that adversity isn't the enemy, it's the teacher. If this resonates with you, make a commitment to start practicing Stoicism today. Maybe it's a moment of reflection, a small action, or a shift in mindset. And if you've found value in this video, consider sharing it with someone who might need these lessons. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insights into philosophy, life, and wisdom. And as always, thank you for watching. Let's keep growing together.